Welcome to the Bernat Stitch Along, where we are kicking off the brand new basket pattern. It's using a brand new product. It's called Bernat Blanket Extra. It's a jumbo yarn. It's so cool. It has that same soft, yummy texture of Bernat Blanket, but it's so much bigger. And you know, big yarn, big needles, knits up really fast. So other blanket projects, there are probably some really cool home decor projects that you can use with this yarn as well, but I'm going to show you how to create a basket. This is my first time ever knitting a basket, and it's a fun one. So let me show you the materials that we're using. For our basket, we're using Bernat Blanket Extra, and the color I've chosen here is called Velvet Teal, and this is another shade that is available exclusively at JOANN. You want 4 double pointed knitting needles that are size 10.5 US, as well as 2 different sets of circular needles. Those are also 10.5, but there's different lengths. There's a 16-inch length. You'll also want to have 36 inches on hand as well. Today it is a garter knit basket, and we are going to be knitting in the round, creating the base of our basket. I want to point out that we are using needles that are smaller than the yarn intends, and the reason why is that it's a basket, so we want to weave it really tightly. Doing so means that you are going to be getting in there and you're going to be telling that yarn who's the boss. So if you have issues with your hands, of putting too much stress on your hands, I would love for everybody to participate in this basket, but this might be one that is not the right fit for you if you have issues with your hands hurting, if you have to knit really tightly. But for those of you who love showing your yarn who's in charge, getting in there and creating something brand new, then this is the project for you. Beginning with our 4 double pointed knitting needles, we create our beloved slip knot, and we'll take one of those needles and we'll go ahead and cast 6 stitches on to that one needle. From there, we're going to divide them evenly among the 3 DPNs that we'll be knitting in the round with. And so since we have 6, that means I'm placing 2 stitches onto each knitting needle, and then we will join in the round. Using our 4th knitting needle, start your increases per the pattern with KFB, that is knit front and back. So you knit into the front and then you bring your needle around and knit it into the back, and that will be how we will be increasing our stitches in the round. So for this first little row where we started with 2 stitches, now we have 4. And after I go all the way around one time, I'm going to add a little bit of scrap yarn as my stitch marker to help me remember where the beginning of my circular knitting is. And you just continue your increases per the pattern. And when you run out of room on your double pointed needles, then just go ahead and switch to your shorter circular needles and then to your longer one. And here is how the bottom of our basket looks. After the 20th round, we have 66 stitches, and we don't want to cast off. We are keeping our knitting on our knitting needles. We do want to weave in our ends on that little yarn tail that we began with right there in the middle. So just weave in your yarn tail right here and cut it off. And you are done. And here is how the base of my basket knit up here on week 4, the first week of the basket. So I hope you have a lot of fun knitting up this garter knit basket. This is my first time ever knitting a basket, and this is definitely going to be a go-to pattern for me for the holidays, for gift giving. It's really fun. This knits up a lot faster than that pillow that we did the first 3 weeks. I'll let you know that. And it's just so cool. It's a really yummy and cozy and sturdy project. So have fun knitting up the base, and I will see you here next week. It will be week 5 of the entire stitch along of the blanket, and then we'll be doing the second week of the basket. So I'll see you there, guys.